Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog. So I came home tonight, and I noticed that Myles Turner had signed a 2-year, $60 million extension with the Indiana Pacers. Now, this year in particular is $35 million, which he is now the 6th highest paid center in the NBA. So this year he's making $35 million. Next year it's 20.9, and the year after that it's like 19.9 or 19.8, something like that. It's a $58 million extension. And I gotta say this, man. I like the contract. A lot of people don't. A lot of people are saying it's an overpay. I don't think it's an overpay. I think it's right where he belongs. The only reason people think it's an overpay is because the first year's worth $35 million, and we're just giving him like the $17 million in cap space that we have laying away doing nothing, and they're like, hey, we'll just give it to you for staying here, right? But here's the thing. You will notice they did not commit to Myles long term. You will notice it's only a 2-year extension, not a 4-year extension, or a 5-year extension, or even a 3-year extension. Myles is 26 years old. We have seen players time and time again come into this organization and leave progressing faster than Myles has. Victor Oladipo, Domantas Sabonis, Paul George, even though Paul George was in 2010, but Paul George eventually became like an MVP level player. I feel like Halliburton and Mathurin are going to progress faster than Myles. It just, with the way that they're playing, they have like superstar star potential. Myles is unfortunately still, to me, the 13-7 guy who blocks 3 shots a game. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. But there is something wrong with that at the end of the day. Because the reason I say that is because Myles Turner is an incredibly inconsistent player, and this 2-year extension is for him to basically prove that he's worth another extension. Because we're talking about a player right now that's been in trade talks since the fucking Obama administration at this point, okay? And when I look at Myles, I see a player with potential, but he's incredibly inconsistent. And what I mean by incredibly inconsistent is he'll have his nights where he comes out and drops like 30 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks against like a team like the fucking Charlotte Hornets or some team like that, right? Like he'll have his games where he goes, like he plays decent, scores 20 plus points, and goes crazy. And then the very next game, he's back to 13-7 Myles. Like, oh yeah, here I am back again, 13 points, 7 rebounds, or 6 rebounds and 3 blocks, or something in the area of, 14 points or 13 points, 6 rebounds and, 2 blocks or something like that. And I hate to break it to you, but those inconsistent nights, the nights where he, is doing 12-6, are not enough to win. They're just not. And that's why the front office didn't commit to him long term. That's why they didn't give him a 3 or 4 year extension. They were like, hey, this year we're going to give you the extra $17 million, so you're making 35. But we're only going to extend you 2 years, and we need to get something out of it, right? We need to see you improve. We need to see you become a better player. Okay, quit fucking with Legos in the offseason, okay? Work on some fucking post moves. Work on boxing out. That's one thing he is terrible at, man. Like, Myles doesn't even fucking do it, and it drives me insane, is like boxing people out. He simply does not fucking do it, or he's bad at it. He needs to get better at boxing people out. Because I'm gonna just let you know, man, the reason people are not very high on Myles Turner is because he plays games against guys like Ivanka Zubac, and they get fucking 20-20s against him. And it's funny because people always make the argument that, oh yeah, Ivanka Zubac got a 20-20 or like a 25-25, something in the ballpark, but Myles didn't guard him all game. It was Jalen Smith. It was Isaiah Jackson. Yeah, you know why it was them? Because they know Myles can't fucking guard him. That's why. Like, when it's Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, Ivanka Zubac, any of these guys, Rudy Gobert, you know why they don't put Myles on him? Because they know Myles can't handle him. That's the problem. So, as much as people love Myles Turner, he shoots a 3-pointer, he blocks shots, he gets 13 points, he grabs 7 rebounds. We are literally like at the bottom of the league in rebounding. We have lost games over rebounding, okay, this season. We are 21st in offense and 22nd in defense in ratings, okay? Our rebounding is fucking atrocious. So, and as much as people want to say rebounding doesn't matter, we've had a couple games this year where we've seen that rebounding, in fact, does matter. I think it was against Philadelphia. We had a game that we lost, and we got absolutely destroyed on the boards, okay? Rebounds matter. As much as people like to say, oh, centers need to be able to shoot threes, they need to be able to do this, they need to be able to do that, they need to be able to rebound the fucking basketball. And when I look at Myles, I don't see that, at least not yet. Now, I will say this, he's taken a significant stride forward this year. Granted, he's playing with Tyrese Halliburton, which helps a lot. I mean, Tyrese Halliburton can make anybody look like a decent fucking player. But it's just the idea, okay? Myles has now gotten paired with a very good point guard, okay? A guy who's going to set him up. And honestly, like, I don't think it's a stretch to ask for DeAndre Ayton numbers. I don't think it is. DeAndre Ayton is making, 30-something million a year? Like, is it really too much to ask for Myles Turner to come out and average, 17 and 10 a game? Is that too much to ask? 17 and 10? Like, and we know Myles can shoot, but 17 and 10 is what I'm looking for. He already blocks more shots than Ayton. He shoots a better free throw percentage than Ayton, I think. But, it's just the idea, man. If we're going to pay him, the next time we pay him, if we're going to pay him, give him a max deal, extend him 3 or 4 years, we need to see more than 7 boards or 6 boards a game. So, I'm confident in this. I will say that. I know it sounds a lot like me hating on him, but it's just the idea. I'm confident only because Tyrese Halliburton is there. I think Rick Carlisle is going to do the right thing with Myles. But it's just the idea. Myles has been on the trading block for so long because he's been a 13 and 7 guy his entire career. And if he can improve those numbers and give me 17 and 10 with 3 blocks, I think that's enough. But you also got to be able to defend your position, especially in the playoffs. And that's where I'm like, I don't know if Myles can do that. Like I said, people are like, oh, Giannis did this against Myles, and Rudy Gobert did this, Nikola Jokic did this, Joel Embiid did this, Andre Drummond did this. And then when you bring it up, they're like, oh, well, Myles didn't guard him. Yeah, because he can't. That's why. So, I don't know, man. We're going to have to wait and see. But, I don't know, I'm optimistic. All in all, I'm optimistic. I like the contract. I like the 2 years. This year, I honestly kind of love the contract. Because, we're a team that has an ass ton of cap space. We don't care about the $17 million. We can just give it to Myles this year. He makes $35 million. The 20 and the 19 million the year after that, those 2 years, I love them. They're team-friendly deals. It will allow us to maybe dip our hand into a superstar player area. I know a lot of people like to say, oh, well, Indiana's not a big free agent destination. It's really not. But with Tyrese Halliburton and Benedict Mathurin and Myles Turner here, suddenly, especially with Tyrese Halliburton, seems like players want to come here now. Like DeAndre Ayton wanted to come here. This is pretty obvious. So, if DeAndre Ayton wants to come here, I'm pretty sure he's not the only one. And, as much as people like to say Indiana's not a free agent destination, nobody wants to come here, I don't necessarily buy into that. I don't. I don't think there's, literally 0 fucking star players in the NBA that would like to play in Indiana. I just don't think that. I think they see, how good of a team we are. We're always competitive. We have a really good young point guard. We have a good young shooting guard / small forward, or small forward / shooting guard in Benedict Mathurin. People see, other players see that our team is going somewhere. And I think usually when teams are playing well or stuff is going well, players want to be a part of that. So, I don't know, man. Myles is definitely not getting traded at this point. And at this point, I don't think Buddy's getting traded either. I'll just throw this in there. If we resign Myles, I think that means Buddy's not getting traded either. I think Tyrese Halliburton likes Buddy a little too much to trade him. So, I have a feeling we're keeping Buddy healed. Unless we get a deal that absolutely just blows us away. I think we're keeping Buddy too. So, not too bad. If you're a Pacers fan and you're worried about the contract, I wouldn't be. The only reason people think it's a lot is because of this year's, how much he's getting paid this year. So, tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. Like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more on the Fast Break Report. And out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.